Hey scholars, happy Wednesday and welcome back to our writing lesson. We are moving away from commas. We finished our work on commas, and today we're going to get started with punctuation at the end of sentences. So there's three ways that we end sentences. We either use a period, which we all know how to use, and we can also use an exclamation point or a question mark. So today we're going to focus on using question marks and exclamation points. When we look at sentences and we're trying to figure out how we end that sentence, we're going to ask ourselves this question. Is the sentence asking a question or is it a statement? Does it ask a question? Is it something that I could answer? Or is it a statement, meaning someone is just saying something and there's no answer for it? When we think about questions, there's some keywords that we might see at the start of the sentence. These are common words that might start a question. Those words are who, what, when, where, and why. So anytime we see a sentence that starts with who, what, when, where, or why, it is probably a question and it can probably be answered. We're going to take a look at some sentences, and the way this is going to work today is in your composition book, you're just going to add the correct ending. So today you just need your composition book and your pencil. You're going to be writing down the sentence you see here and then adding the correct ending punctuation. So deciding, is it a question mark or is it an exclamation point? Is this a question that we could answer or does it need an exclamation point? We're going to go ahead and take a look at our first example here. The first sentence says, when can I come over for dinner? The first thing that we should notice is that this sentence starts with when. When helps us know this is a question that could have an answer. Someone could answer this question. When can I come over for dinner? Someone could answer that by saying, you can come over for dinner at 7 o'clock. We know that this is a question, which means we can add the correct punctuation here, a question mark. Go ahead and write this down in your composition book and make sure that you have the correct punctuation at the end. We're going to move on to our next sentence. Deciding if this is a question or if it's a statement. Here we have, what would you like me to cook? What is one of those keywords that tells me this is probably a question? What would you like me to cook? We could answer this question by saying something like chicken or pasta or noodles. So we're going to add the correct punctuation here. Because you know this is a question, in your composition book, when you write down this sentence, go ahead and add the correct ending punctuation. You can play the video when you're done writing it and have added the ending punctuation. Great, so we should see the question mark at the end of this sentence. What would you like me to cook? Let's move to our next one. Super short. It says, I love pasta. Is that a question? Are we asking someone, do you love pasta? No, there's no way to answer this. This is a statement. And this statement can actually be ended not just with a period, but with a exclamation point. This is someone who is excited when they're making this statement. They're not saying, I love pasta, but they're excited about pasta. They're saying, I love pasta. So we can end this sentence with an exclamation point. In your composition book, make sure you give this sentence its correct ending. Next, would you like some more fruit punch? Go ahead and try writing this down and decide for yourself. Is this a question or is this a statement? Are you going to use a question mark or an exclamation point to end this sentence? Go ahead and give this one a try. Press play when you're ready. Would you like some more fruit punch? This is a question. Someone could say, yes, please, or they could say, no, thank you. So we end this with a question mark. Moving to our next sentence here, it says, wow, this bread is really good. Go ahead and write this down in your composition book and choose the correct ending punctuation. Question mark or exclamation point. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so when we read this sentence, we see someone's really excited about the bread. This bread is super yummy. They say, wow, this bread is really good. It's not a question. This is a statement, and it's a really excited statement. So we're going to end that with our exclamation point. This bread is really good. Moving to our next sentence here. Ice cream is my favorite. Write this down in your composition book and then choose the correct ending punctuation. Again, just like up here in our example, I love pasta. Someone is excitedly telling us about how much they like pasta. Down here, ice cream is my favorite. Someone is excited about how much they like ice cream. This is an excited statement, so we're going to end it with an exclamation point. A lot like our last sentence here, we have this. I had so much fun. How is this sentence going to end? What is the correct ending punctuation? Write it down in your composition book and add that punctuation. Great. I had so much fun. Exclamation point. They're not asking, did you have fun? They're just saying. They're making a statement. They are stating that they had so much fun. And we can end that with an exclamation point. Try these 4 on your own right now. So writing them down and then choosing the correct ending punctuation. You're probably already an expert at question marks and exclamation points, so this shouldn't take you too long. When you're ready, you can press play on the video and Ms. Metz will show you what the correct ending punctuation would be. Okay, let's take a look here. Who else is coming to the park with us? That's a question. We also see this key word here, who, which helps us identify that this is a question. Someone is asking, who else is coming to the park with us? Someone could answer this by saying, my brother and my cousin. That's telling who is coming to the park. Question. Down here, I can't wait to play soccer. Exclamation point. This is not a question. If someone wanted to know if they were playing soccer, they might say, are we playing soccer? What are we playing when we go to the park? Those would be questions. This is an excited statement. I can't wait to play soccer. Down here, that was fun. Another excited statement. When can we do that again? This is a question. Someone could answer this question. They could say, tomorrow or next week. This keyword when helps us think that this sentence is a question. So we end it with a question mark. Awesome job, friends. I know today's lesson was pretty quick, but I have some fun, exciting, independent work for you to do. We still have our quill work, working on our punctuation lessons. If you have access to Quill, you can totally work on that. I know I've still been challenging a lot of my Clemson scholars to get on Quill to grow your brain in your grammar and your writing. If you don't have Quill, that's totally okay. We have this worksheet that you can work on where you're choosing the correct ending. Is it a question mark or an exclamation point? And then rewriting the sentence with the right ending punctuation. Lastly, Ms. Metz came up with a writing prompt. You had your last one yesterday, and now there are no more writing prompts because it's a new month, and the packet did not have any prompts for April. So Ms. Metz is just going to start to give you a different writing prompt each day in our video. For today's writing prompt, I want you to create an interview. Now, I know that in class, we read interviews in close reading, so you know what an interview is. It's where one person is asking questions to another person. So I want you to write 5 interesting questions that you can ask a family member or someone who's staying at your house with you during the quarantine at home. So maybe that's something like, what is your favorite food? Or what do you like to do for fun? So think about 5 questions that you can write down and ask someone. I want you also then to write down their answers. And it would be so awesome if you could take a picture of that interview when you're done, or you could even film yourself, make a video of you doing the interview and send either the picture or the video to me or your homeroom teacher. That's kind of like an extra bonus challenge, and I'd love to see what we can get from that. You can always reach out if you have any questions for me. Thank you so much to the families and the students that are showing me all the work that they're doing or reaching out with any questions. And that's all I have for you today. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.